right? It's like you lend someone your car. It's like, can you take care of my car? And they come back, the car has dents on it. It's spray painted another color. It's like, well, at least it still runs. At least it's still a car. Is that stewardship? No, right? And so much of our attitude sometimes is just avoid the extreme negatives without realizing, but are you maximizing the positive? Like, it's not just work a job. Are you maximizing that job fully for the purpose of being made in the image of God? So the first thing we see, this is just a surface. We're going to go deeper into this. God created mankind, man and woman, in his image. Second, God gave dominion to mankind over creation. Verse 28 to 30. And God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the heavens, to everything that creeps on the earth. Everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food. And it was so. So what is dominion talking about? One way to understand the image of God is the function. This goes back to the image of God concept. One of the aspects of the image of God is the function. What does that mean? We are to function like God over his creation. So God is the owner, but he has given all of us stewardship. I know the word is dominion, and dominion is the idea of a king, right? That's what the word dominion is. But we are not the kings. We are the stewards of what the king has created. So what that means is that everything that is given to you in this creation and in your life is always through the lens of stewardship. You are to manage it according to the king's prerogatives and according to the king's desire, and then you are to give an account to the king of how you manage everything. So God created the animals for humans, but the humans are not the ones that own the animals in the world. They are simply stewards of the one who truly owns everything. We don't own creation. God owns creation. We are part of his creation, and we've been given power over his creation, but we are not the owners of creation. Let me say that again. We are part of creation. Although we might be the apex of creation, we're still a part of creation. We're not the owners of creation, but God has given us the power to manage creation according to his will. So that means everything you do, everything you deal with in this world, you have to look at it through the lens of stewardship. This is what you are to manage until your king comes back to this creation. Because you remember what the storyline of the Bible is. It's not that we leave this world to go to another world. It's God is restoring this world so that he could come back here, right? What are the means of restoration that he has given until Jesus returns? It's not just like Jesus like, all right, just do whatever. I don't care what you do. Just wait till I return. No, he actually tells us to what? Goes an image steward. You guys have to be going, making disciples. You guys have to be the one stewarding creation. You guys have to be the one working in this world until I come back. Why do you think a lot of the parables talks about a king or owner who comes back and he's going to give an account of what? How did you do? Right? I gave you this talent, this talent. Talent doesn't mean that you're good at something. Talent is money. Literally, I give you this amount of money. I give you this resource. I give you this resource. How have you been leveraging that? How have you been using it for my kingdom? Because this is my kingdom. You are managing my kingdom until I come back. That was given from Adam and Eve onward. So not just Adam and Eve, but every single person from the line of Adam and Eve, we are given the same mandate, which Jesus repeats back to his followers. Is it making sense of your purpose in life? Your purpose in life is to steward everything the king has created until he returns. And not just manage it, make it better, right? Like, what is the parable Jesus talking? He doesn't just want you to dig a hole and put it in the ground. He's like, multiply it. If I gave you $10, I expect $100. Right? If I gave you 2 kids, I expect 6 more disciples out of that, right? If I gave you, a 30-year ministry somewhere, I expect some fruit from that. Does that make any sense? We are not supposed to just sit on our hands and wait till the king returns. That's not stewardship. I think sometimes we think stewardship is just don't mess it up. It's not just messing it up. The way Tim Keller said is stewardship is to maximize everything that can come from what God has given to you. It's as if we are to take creation and squeeze all the juice out and use it for the glory of God, which means culture and engaging with culture and creating new things and being creative, and all these things matter. He doesn't just want us to sit, because that goes against our function as being made in the image of God. The reason why we are superior to animals, according to Genesis 2:19 through 20, is that God gave Adam the right to name every animal. And for Jewish people, when you name something, you have power or ownership over it, right? Just like when parents named their kids, Adam named all the animal. So what do we see here? That humanity is a part of creation, but they are unique. They are the only ones made in the image of God. Animals are not made in the image of God. Mountains are not made in the image of God. Only humans. And what that means is that they have been given the stewardship to manage the rest of creation, to maximize it, and to utilize and leverage everything that God has given to them for the purpose of his kingdom until the king returns to reign on this earth. That's why we don't neglect this world. We don't try to escape this world. We're trying to restore this world, because the whole storyline is God is restoring this world because this is his final dwelling place. It's as if he's like, I'll be back soon, like prepare my house for me. And we're like, got it. And then we just sit on our hands or just ignore it, destroy it, but I don't care. Then he's going to be like, what are you doing? Right? It's like you lend someone your car. It's like, can you take care of my car? And they come back, the car has dents on it. It's spray painted another color. It's like, well, at least it still runs. At least it's still a car. Is that stewardship? No. Right? And so much of our attitude sometimes is just avoid the extreme negatives without realizing, but are you maximizing the positive? Like, it's not just work a job. Are you maximizing that job fully for the purpose of being made in the image of God? Because God's presence is going to be seen through you at your work. That's the purpose of why God gave you that job. Well, I have 2 kids. I'm going to make sure they don't die and they get fed. Even unbelievers have that mandate. Don't you think we have a higher calling just feeding our kids, but maximizing our kids to become lovers of Jesus and one day utilizing everything that they have done for his glory? Well, I come to church every Sunday and that's enough. Or are you maximizing wherever you are to be fully utilized for his kingdom? Because that's the purpose of the church, is for the kingdom. See, it reaffirms everything once you understand the creation account. This is what you have been created to be. You are created to be in the image of God, and everything is under your stewardship.